All right, so today we are going to talk about the three best Gulf access neighborhoods in Cape Coral, Florida. Now, everybody's opinion of best, of course, is subject to what they're looking for. The reason I decided to talk about this today is because I have had a ton of people asking me over the last week or so, what is the best neighborhood in Cape Coral? Where should I be in Cape Coral? Where do I want to be? People that aren't from here don't really know. Where do I want to be in Cape Coral? I'm a boater. I'm looking for quick, easy access out from my home into open water. So I figured, let's talk about it for a minute. So for those that aren't familiar with Cape Coral, this is Cape Coral. Basically, right up along here, all of this, well, kind of down this way. This is technically Punta Gorda, but all of this is Cape Coral. And if you look, it's a big point that sticks out in the water. So everything all along, all the way up through here is all Gulf access. So where the heck do I want to be if I want a Gulf access home in Cape Coral? Well, I've given it away a little bit here in the map already because I highlighted the neighborhood that I want to talk about first. And this is our MLS, so you can see the neighborhood, you can see what's available for sale in the neighborhood here. So I just wanted to take a look to give you an idea of what some of the options are. So this neighborhood, and let's talk about why I picked this as my number one choice. The reason I picked this as my number one choice is because I pointed it out to a client of mine that was asking about Gulf access homes in Cape Coral the other day. Picked out this particular neighborhood, have looked at it a ton, lots of clients in and out of this neighborhood for over the last few years. And before the hurricane, this neighborhood, you couldn't touch a Gulf access home in this neighborhood under $1 million. Rarely would it ever happen. Now, well, let's take a look. Let's just show you. $599, $599, $689. Look at that. There's 25 homes for sale in this neighborhood right now. And the vast majority of them under $1 million. There is opportunity in this neighborhood right now. And yes, the neighborhood did have some flooding. Not all the homes flooded. Some of them did flood. Some of the older homes built a little bit lower. Not quite as high of an elevation. Yes, they got a little bit of water in them, but not much. Most of them have been remediated at this point. And so with that, you get all updated everything. Almost all of them have new roofs. A lot of them have new air conditioners, new pool pumps, all of your major equipment's new because it was underwater or it had water in it of some sort. All your flooring, your cabinets, your countertops, your drywall, everything's been replaced in most of these. If they flooded. Like I said, not all of them did flood. But what is the draw to this neighborhood for me? Well, let's take a look. More than price. Price, I see value here right now in this particular neighborhood. But look, every single one of these canals, and I cut off right here, this line, because that's a road that follows a road. And guess what that means? These lakes, you see the road right here too? There's a bridge. There's a bridge. There's bridges to get out to open water there. So it limits the type of boat that you can have. This neighborhood, every single home in this neighborhood is sailboat access. So we're talking between Chiquita on the west and Skyline on the east, El Dorado on the south. So this is just north of Cape Harbor, which is a super popular, Cape Harbor is a super popular neighborhood, drastically more expensive than Cape Harbor. And Cape Coral Parkway on the north. So that's why I went here instead of Cape Harbor. you have all of this. There's 25 homes for sale in here right now. All of these canals over here lead out to this canal here. Now, if you look as we come down here, so I can show you, this canal, you see, El Dorado does not come across it. So you have no bridge, sailboat access. Any boat, as long as it fits, and this is a deep water canal. So any boat, as long as it fits behind your home, you can take this down the canal, right out here, and right to the mouth of the river. So super easy access to open water, super quick to get out, fantastic location for boating, and like I said, just north of Cape Harbor. So what does that mean? What are the added benefits? Well, one of the things when I say best neighborhoods, it's not just because of value. It's not just because of ease of access to get out via boat, though this is one of the easiest neighborhoods to get out of, one of the quickest neighborhoods to get out of, that has newer homes, and with your location right outside of Gulf Harbor or Cape Harbor, I'm sorry, it has some walkability. If you're on this side especially, you can walk down here, you can go down El Dorado, you can come in here to Cape Harbor, there's all kinds of restaurants, there's some shopping, there's things to do. You're also in South Cape, so you're right down the road from 47 Terrace over here, where all the, in this whole Cape Coral area, where all the restaurants and bars and shopping and a lot of the stuff to do is right here. So you're right down the road from that. You're right down the road from Cape Harbor. Super easy access to everything. Fantastic location. Ease of getting in and out of Cape Coral if you need to go over to Fort Myers. Great location. The Cape Coral Yacht Club area, kind of along here. This whole area is excellent as well, but it's a lot of older homes. And it's lower, had more flooding. This area is that's why I prefer this area here. Now, area number 2, over here. Now, some people may say that's not fair because it's not really all one area, because part of it's Northwest and part of it's Southwest Cape. Well, guess what? It's a small area. It's right on the border. And I don't care what people say. The reality is, this is a neighborhood that people consider constantly. When they're looking down here, they're also looking up here. Now, you see this funny shape? That's because what I cut off, this is the area that is city water and sewer. They just added city water and sewer in this area not too long ago. But everything in here is on city water and sewer, connected already. Yes, there are some assessments to still be paid on some of them, but this area, fantastic location, super easy to get out to open water. As you can see, this is right on the western edge of Cape Coral. Matlacha Pass is where you come out, and there is canals all through here. Not as much of it is going to be sailboat access as what we saw in the Southwest area where I showed you earlier. But this area, you've got some sailboat access. You've got some that's not going to be. You're going to have a bridge to get out. All super quick though. I mean, you're talking like 15 minutes to get out to open water, to get out through the pass here and out into in between Pine Island and Cape Coral. So excellent area, fantastic fishing over here, great location, super easy access. The one thing that I will say is missing at the moment is the walkability aspect and being quite as near to things to do. Yes, you've got your Publix here right outside, so super easy access. You've got Publix, you got a couple restaurants, things like that. You've got restaurants up and down Pine Island here. So not that there's not things to do, but there will be a ton more. And so I like the value of the area that I showed you before in Southwest, this area, even though, as you can see here, there are 20 homes for sale in this area right now, they're not as inexpensive as the other area, and the majority of them are over $1 million right now. Almost half and half, but a few extra, or one or two extra, over $1 million. As you can see, higher price point here. You've got up to 3.6 million. The other area was 2.2 million. So you go up a little bit higher. These do tend to be newer homes. This out on the western edge tends to be newer. So a lot of them, as you can see, are larger and they're built higher up. I don't think I've seen a single home over in this area that was flooded. I can't remember a single one that I heard of during the storm. So higher, more likely to stay dry. Taking a look at the map, again, like I was talking about, one of the reasons that I cut this off here and went all the way up over here is everything here is on city water and sewer. And the big draw here, and the reason, even though this is more expensive and not quite as much sailboat access, which tends to usually be more expensive, but even without the complete amount of sailboat access homes over here, it is more expensive over here because, like I said, bigger, newer homes a lot of times. The other big draw, and where I see value in this area, is in the coming years, this Seven Islands development, once it happens, so these are the islands along here, once this development happens, it's going to take a little while. So it's not something you're going to see right away, but once it happens, there's going to be shopping, there's going to be dining, there's likely to be hotels. This is going to be developed into hotel, condo, shopping, dining. It's going to be a central focal point. They're talking likely a marina, all of that. So there will be more traffic there. There will be more boat traffic through there, but it will also bring a lot of shopping, restaurants, things to do, and much more walkability, because it will put you right outside of that new development, just like the other area down here is right outside of Cape Harbor, like we talked about, this area down here. All right, my number 3 choice, the third best Gulf access neighborhood in Cape Coral, Florida, is I mean, there's no way around it. It's the Yacht Club. It is drastically older than any of these than either of the other areas we talked about. Been around for a long time. Took a lot of damage during the hurricane. That's what happens with an older area. It's older, it's lower. Virtually all of this is sailboat access again. Super, super easy to get out. Very expensive for a newer, updated home in this area. I mean, these lots are vacant lots in this area, $250,000 to $400,000, $500,000. When you get along the riverfront itself, higher than that. So a lot of these homes that we're going to see prices on, they had storm damage. Some of them are still damaged. Some of them maybe even being sold at lot value. It's very unfortunate, but that's what happens in areas like this. We're seeing a lot of people in this area even buying 2 homes next to each other, tearing them down, building a new, bigger home on larger lots, combining lots, building a bigger home. But fantastic location. It doesn't get any easier to get in and out of Cape Coral over to Fort Myers if you need it. Extremely good boating. You know, you're right here, easy access in and out, but still further in and out than this area here, my number 1 area. This is a much bigger area. It's not this, of course, whole area does not include the yacht club, or is not just the yacht club area. There are multiple different neighborhoods encompassed in this, but this area is fantastic. Really, no matter where in this area you go, super easy access to all of the shopping and dining and entertainment activities that we talked about being close to over here, but just a little bit older area. And when the yacht club, the yacht club was already in the process or getting ready to start renovations when the hurricane came, and unfortunately suffered significant additional or significant damage from the hurricane. So now they are reevaluating the rebuild plans there for the yacht club. It's going to take longer now because they have to reevaluate everything and figure out what they're going to do. They basically scrapped the plans that they had because it was using a lot of the original infrastructure, and a lot of that now is going to be torn down and rebuilt. At some point, once they figure out what they're going to do, it will be rebuilt. It will add a ton of value. It's going to be something amazing. And it, with every major catastrophe and natural disaster, new things come of it. It gives the yacht club an opportunity to be completely reborn. As sad as it is to see it go, there's going to be a lot of really cool stuff that comes out of it, I'm sure. So another great area, a lot of opportunity here. Well, let's take a look. And now, like I said, 445 all the way to 3.1 million. Tons of opportunity, tons of different options. Like I said, a lot of the older homes have been demolished and rebuilt already. They were doing that prior to the storm, so there is precedence for it. There is a lot of opportunity here, a lot of things to take and start over from a blank slate, or take something older and make it really cool. Rehab it and make it a cool little kind of beach boating bungalow. All kinds of interesting options. So that's my take. That's my opinion of the 3 best Gulf access neighborhoods in Cape Coral. Give me your feedback. Tell me what you think. I'd love to see and hear from some of the people that are looking at other areas. And like I said, these are my top 3 choices. There are a ton of options, ton of different neighborhoods in Cape Coral, ton of different locations that you can pick and choose from. This by no means covers it all, but just my 3 favorites and what I see as a couple of really good value opportunities right now. So let me know your thoughts. Agree with me, disagree with me. I'm happy either way. Let's debate it. Let's talk about it. See what you got. Thanks for watching, everybody.